Welcome to the course. Let us see in this presentation about an awareness on psychological and emotional well-being. What is psychological and emotional being? It's a serious subject. Nearly two-thirds of people say that they are experience mental illness. The basic mental and emotional well-being is to prevent, control and overcome in our life events. Now we are going to see the introduction. Psychological well-being is attained by achieving a state of balance affected by both challenging and rewarding life events. Nowadays, we are facing a lot of problems such as depression, contact disorder, and substance abuse. Mental, emotional, and behavior disorders among children, youth, and young adolescents create an enormous burden in their daily life. So mental health includes our emotional, psychological and social well-being. It also affects how we think, feel and act. Let's talk about what is mental health. So what is mental health? It is a level of psychological well-being or an absence of mental illness. It is a state of someone who is functioning at a satisfactory level of emotional and behavioral adjustment. So many studies have discovered that people with higher psychological well-being are more likely to live healthier and also enjoy a better quality life of our life and longer lives. So better psychological well-being is also associated with fewer social problems, development of one's potential and having some control in our life. So it also having a sense of purpose and experiencing positive relationships. So when young people who grow up in good physical health are more likely to also have good mental health. Similarly, also good mental health often contributes to maintenance of good physical health. Sustainable well-being does not require individuals to feel good all the time. The experience of painful emotions, that is disappointment, failure, grief, it's a normal part of life. And also, we be able to manage these negative or painful emotions is also essential for long-term well-being. So now we are going to see the mental health problems. So it may arise due to stress, loneliness, depression, anxiety, relationship problems, death of a loved one, suicidal thoughts, grief, addiction, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, self-harm, and various mood disorder and other mental illnesses of varying degrees as well as learning disabilities. So between 14 to 20 percentage of young people experience an emotional, mental and behavioral disorder. A survey of adults reported that half of all lifetime cases of diagnosable mental illness began by age 14 and three-fourths by age 24. So over the course of your daily life, if you experience mental health problems, your thinking mood and behavior could be also affected. So there are so many factors attributed to mental health problems, including behavioral or biological factors such as genes or brain chemistry. So life experience such as trauma or abuse and family history of mental health problems. So mental health problems are very common in our life. So people with mental health problems can get better and many recover completely. So, what are the early warning signs and symptoms? If you or someone you know living with mental health problems or experiencing one or more of the following feelings or behaviors can be an early warning sign of a problem. It include eating or sleeping too much or too little and pulling away from people and usual activities, having low or no energy, having unexplained aches and pains, and also see yelling or fighting with family and friends, experiencing severe mood swings that also causes problems in our relationships, Then having persistent thoughts and memories you can't get out of your head. So you are always keeping in your head whatever happening in your life events negatively. So feeling unusually confused, forgetful, on edge, angry, upset, worried or scared. And also feeling helpless or hopeless, and smoking, drinking or using drugs more than usual, and hearing voices or believing things that are not true. So thinking of harming yourself, that means suicidal thoughts or others. Inability to perform daily tasks such as taking care of your kids or getting to work or school or college. So now we can see the positive mental health, how it allows people to cope with the stresses of life. So it express the stress and be free. Don't pile up within you. Share some quality time with family and friends. Then work productively. Improve your academic, personal and physical dimensions. And also make meaningful contribution to their society and bounce back from adversity, trauma and stress, and also realize your full potential. So what are the ways maintain to positive mental health? So the important thing is connecting with others. So that is simply talking is not the connection. Feel the person and helping others. That also maintain your positive mental health. Then staying positive, that is meaning being optimistic and no regrets. Getting physical active and also getting enough sleep. So enough sleep is also help to maintain your positive mental health. So developing coping skills means be patient, polite and kind. So now we can move on next chapter, emotional well-being. So emotional well-being. So emotional health is having both an awareness of your emotions and the ability to manage and express those feelings in an age-appropriate manner. So like mental health, the phrase emotional health can easily be used in conversation, even if no one is quite sure about the term's meaning. Normal human emotions that can provide motivation and help build character, and it's also only when they begin to limit one's ability to function with confidence that they can become an issue. The 24 hours influence of social media has undoubtedly contributed to this increase due to its ever more prominent influence in the way individuals judge themselves and others. Learning to manage our emotional reaction to stress is critical in attaining emotional balance and well-being. Beginning to better and understand ourselves while keeping things in perspective and be willing to get help when we need it, and it's a large component to emotional wellness. So identifying the area of concern and employing coping, persistence and resilience skills where possible. It's an important factor in achieving overall health and well-being. It also enabling us to maintain the necessary optimism, self-esteem, self-acceptance and the ability to experience and cope with feelings independently and interpersonally. So remember that wellness is a journey which requires practice. So practicing radical self-acceptance and loving self-compassion can go a long way in helping each of us in our daily life and find what the healthy emotional intelligence and well-being necessary for a more fulfilling and a peaceful life. Most importantly, we strongly believe in destigmatizing, that is emotional and mental health issues. Everyone struggles in our daily life at the every moment of our negative emotions or thoughts rising in our mind at various points in our life. They can keep problems in perspective and bounce back from our setbacks. So emotionally healthy people still feel stress, anger and sadness, but they don't know how to manage their negative feelings. They can't tell when a problem is more than they can handle on their own. So importantly, how to improve our emotional state. So already you know emotional health is an important part of your life. So already again and again we are seeing this important point. It allows you to realize your full potential. You can work productively and cope with stresses of every day in your life. So it's a very important how we improve our emotional state because it's also affect your physical health also. These include lower blood pressure, reduced risk of heart disease and healthier life. So being healthy emotional does not mean you are happy all the time. It means you are aware of your emotions because you can deal with them whether they are positive or negative. There are so many ways to improve or maintain good emotional health. So first of all, we are see be aware of your emotions and reaction. This is a very important point in good how to maintain our emotional health. It notice that what in your life makes you sad, frustrated or angry. So try to address or change those things. Express your feelings in inappropriate ways. Keeping feelings of sadness or anger inside adds you to stress. It can cause problems in your relationships and at work or school. Think twice or more before you act. Emotion can be very powerful thing. It give yourself time to think and be calm before you say or do something what you might regret. And words or actions or important things once we pronounce or done, it cannot be taken back. So another important point is how we manage our stress. So try to change our negative situation causing you stress. So learn relaxation method to cope with stress. These could include deep breathing, meditation and exercise in the early morning or evening in the very quiet, pleasant, silent situation. Another thing is try how we strive for our balance. Find a healthy balance between work and play and between activity and rest. So make time for things you enjoy. Every day, plan your activities as per scheduled time. And another thing is good thing is write down the positive things whatever done in your life. That's also maintain your good emotional health. So take care of your physical health. Your physical health can affect your emotional health. Already we seen in before chapter. And exercise regularly, eat healthy meals and get enough sleep. And don't abuse drugs or alcohol. So important thing is connect with peoples or others. So we are a social creatures. So we need to positive connection with other people and one of keys to good emotional health is having relationships. So we always find what are the purpose and meaning in your life. Figure out what it is and important to you in your life and focus on that. This could be your work, your family, volunteering, caregiving or something else. So because spend your time doing what feels meaningful to you. That's a more important thing how to maintain our good emotional health. So last point, it's a very important point to stay positive. Focus on the good things in your life. So forgive yourself for making mistakes and forgive others. Spend time with healthy people and positive people. So what are the things to consider? So when you have any psychological or emotional well-being or illness, so we have to go and consult with counselors, therapist or psychiatrist, psychologist, social worker or family physician. They can help how to manage your mental illness with the treatment such as therapy, counseling or medication.